with the exam tomorrow, are you running out of time in your race to get a grade 9 for OCR GCSE English language? Time to give you my model, paper 2, question 2, response, get a higher grade and watch Schofield on Shakespeare.
A reminder, you need to show a sophisticated appreciation of language and structure and use subject terminology. Your analysis needs to be consistently detailed. Here's the practice text. 12-year-old Marcus's mother and father separated 4 years ago. Marcus has recently moved from Cambridge to London with his mother. It is his second day at his new school, and he has arrived early and gone to the form room to try and avoid some students that have been giving him a hard time. There were a couple of girls in the room, but they ignored him, unless the snort of laughter he heard while he was getting his reading book out had anything to do with him. What was there to laugh at? Not much really, unless you were the kind of person who was on permanent lookout for something to laugh at. Unfortunately, that was exactly the kind of person most kids were in his experience. They patrolled up and down school corridors like sharks. It's said that what they were on the lookout for wasn't flesh, but the wrong trousers, or the wrong haircut, or the wrong shoes, any or all of which sent them wild with excitement. As he was usually wearing the wrong shoes or the wrong trousers, and his haircut was wrong all the time, every day of the week, he didn't have to do very much to send them all demented. And the question. Look again at lines 3 to 9. How does the writer use language and structure to describe the bullies? Why not have one final go at writing a side of A4 on this, or 3 paragraphs exploring 3 quotations, with at least one exploring a structural feature? Press pause if you'd like to do this. And here's the grade 9 response you've been waiting for. The writer suggests that the bullies are determined to attack and mock Marcus. We learn that they patrolled up and down school corridors like sharks. This simile suggests that the bullies have the real potential to hurt. Sharks have incredibly sharp teeth, which can easily rip through human flesh, and can move alarmingly quickly to mercilessly ridicule. Meanwhile, the verb patrolled suggests that they actively look out for vulnerable individuals. They walk up and down until they have found one. Structurally, the passage opens with a rhetorical question in order to suggest that the bullies frequently don't have a good reason to upset other people. What was there to laugh at? This highlights the ruthlessness of the bullies and the fact that they can pick upon any small detail or difference as an opportunity to poke fun. Meanwhile, the verb laugh implies that the bullies actively enjoy what they are doing. They find it funny to humiliate a fellow pupil. The passage suggests that bullies enjoy seizing upon differences as an opportunity to persecute. They were on the lookout for the wrong trousers or the wrong haircut or the wrong shoes, which sent them wild with excitement. Structurally, the repetition of wrong shows how bullies make unfair instinctive judgments about others. All of the differences are clearly unimportant and superficial, whilst the adjective wild confirms that there is something unsavourily primal about their reactions. These reactions are brutal and uncivilised. How does this achieve 6 out of 6? Well, I would recommend starting your paragraph with a topic sentence, a point which answers the question in a simple, focused way and shows an immediate understanding of the passage. When analysing your quotations, remember that you need to use subject terminology, and this doesn't need to be especially complicated. Subject terminology such as simile and verb are absolutely fine. When exploring similes or metaphors, it can often be helpful to include a brief definition of the original image, in this case, sharks. This can help provide more detailed insight into the effects of the image within the extracts. Remember to re-quote significant words in order to ensure that your analysis is consistently detailed and specific. Your analysis of language and structure needs to be reasonably balanced. Signify to the examiner, therefore, that you aren't just focusing on language by starting one paragraph with structurally, comma. And do include a quotation after making your structural point. This again makes sure that your analysis is detailed and not overly general. You can also segue into making a language point by picking out an interesting word from said quotation. Connectives can help you develop and extend your analysis further. In addition, moreover, and here, meanwhile. You want to explore 3 quotations for this question within 3 separate paragraphs. Ensure the topic sentence of each paragraph gives a different specific insight into the question.